I'm tired of this thing starting like crap. So today I'm diving into it. I honestly have zero experience with these things or diesels. So shout out to anyone who's had input. Stephen O, thank you. He thinks the return lines could be sucking air. I went ahead and took a look at them and they all look good, minus this one coming up from the injection pump. And if I bend it around, you can see a couple, look, that could be the problem right there. I really hope it's that simple. I was about to change the head gasket today. I was thinking I put one too thick, but I mic'd them, and the one in the machine is about 50 thousandths after being compressed. The one I got on the shelf that's not MLS is like 70 thousandths pre-compression. Another issue is it's been leaking coolant. I kept thinking it was coming from here because this is always wet, but I looked higher and below the radiator, we can see coolant here. The new seat does look good, but it does not shed water. I'm gonna have to drill a hole in this bad boy. Okay. I thought I'd be using this thing all the time once I got it running, but I just hate starting it so much. You know you want to start, but see, okay, I hope the angle's okay. They wired in, I don't know if you can see the switch. They wired in this glow plug switch, so I feel like they were having this issue, so I feel like something's wrong, like the timing. Once it starts, I'm taking it up there, and then we're gonna dive into checking injection timing, which I have no clue how to do. But Google exists, and we're gonna try to figure something out and make this thing run. Come on, girl. Oh, what? Yes. Gotta rep the out of this thing. Holy I found some info online that a 6.5 millimeter bolt or drill bit should fit by the bolt. Converted to inches, that is 256. This is 262. Pretty darn close. I didn't mess with this at all, but the person before me definitely did. Here's where they're saying to put it, and the one in there doesn't even have a nut on. And that does not fit. It looks like someone's previously marked it, but I don't know what they marked it to. Oops. I'm gonna mark it so that in case I mess something up, I can always go back to where it was. That should be good. Almost there. Okay. Fingers crossed. To my surprise, that started a million times better. Now the question is, if I turn it off, will it start again? That is so much better. Okay, third time's the charm. Hell yeah. Okay, I yanked the throttle all the way back and it died. Let's see, will it start though? That's the best news of my week right there. This thing's been stressing me out. I didn't want to put any more money into this unless I could get it running better. I got a timing belt, idlers, the correct water pump. The temp gauge doesn't seem to work, so I got a new one of those. Temperature sender too, and diesel cap. I just want to start with diesel cap because it's easy and it's going to make me happy. Now, what's wrong with the current cap, you might ask? It's not green. Now everybody will know that it's Dysol. I want to see where that coolant leak is coming from, so I'm going to pressure check the cooling system. The Harbor Freight system is pretty much a rip-off on the Snap-on. It works amazing. Get it to 16 PSI. Well, it's been 20 minutes and it hasn't really bled down. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that the radiator cap is bad, and that is what's leaking. It has a crack right here. Looks like it is a 13-pound cap. I pulled this one off the Cummins. It's 16 pounds, but I don't care. I wanted to resolve that coolant leak issue, which I think was just a radiator cap, before I did the water pump. So now I'm gonna go ahead and change the water pump to the right one. Out with the incorrect part, and this one has the belt guide. Timing belt, I've already lined them up and marked them accordingly, so that is ready to go on. I believe this machine also could come with a Kubota. Clearly wrong. One is way smaller and one's way bigger. I'm not pulling this machine apart a third time. I'm gonna head to town, grab 2 of these, grab a radiator cap that's only 13 PSI, as well as a timing cover bolt. The first time tearing this apart is the hardest. This time's a breeze. I ripped this apart in 30, 40 minutes. What did the Gatos think? Parts run. We got crackhead activities. Bro, I'm just trying to go to auto zone. Get in the zone. Oh, that's curvy. Oh.
Bobcat.
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 Yeah, it's a skid steer.
Holy shit.
Here are the part numbers of everything I got in case you have a Peugeot motor. This is the alternator belt. This is the fan belt. And I just got another radiator cap for a Cummins, so this is a 16-pound cap. Now that I look at the part number, I wonder if a 7013 would be a 13-pound. The guy at AutoZone wasn't sure, so I just got another Cummins one. I'm okay with it running at 16 PSI. I don't think it's going to cause any issues. It will just... Higher pressure is like a pressure cooker. It keeps it from boiling. I also went to Ace and picked up a bolt for the lower timing cover behind the crank pulley. This is an M7. Grabbed one for the upper timing cover as well, since when I got it, it didn't have one. I'm gonna go ahead and put all this together, as well as throw in the temperature sensor while the coolant's out. You guys wanna come with, or you're gonna be bored? All right, I'll let you know when I'm done. The air filter's definitely seen better days. I'm not too sure this is the correct one. It's a lot shorter. I'm not enjoying ordering parts for this thing. So much stuff has been wrong. It's pretty hot out here. I got the motor all put back together and I just installed the gauge, so it's time for a true cold start test. Cold coolant, motor just put back together with a new timing belt. I want to let it idle and see if this moves at all. There's a new temp sender and a new gauge, so something should work. It's only been about 3 minutes and the gauge is already going up. Fixed. I'm glad. I'm gonna let it idle more and see what it rests at. I had it idled up for like 3 minutes and that's as high as it got. I did put a lower temperature thermostat than what was in there. I think it called for an 83-degree one, and I put a 78 or something like that. I'm just glad I'm seeing movement and it's not spiking, so the water pump must be working, the fan must be working, the radiator must be working. So far, this is looking like really good progress today on the skid steer. Technically 2 days. I didn't feel like filming in the dark last night, so it's Sunday now. Got you. You gonna claw me? He's out. Well, that is going to wrap up today's video. I'm so glad I was able to resolve some of the issues on this, some of the major issues. Like, not starting well, I literally haven't wanted to touch this thing. Also, that gauge looks so good. I'm gonna go ahead and order a new fuel gauge and a new volt gauge. It'll be nice to have 3 new gauges that match. I'm pretty much done with the fixing the skid steer videos. I might do one more involving changing the hydraulic fluid, the filter, the oil filter. I still haven't found one, so that needs to be changed. And then I want to change the belt drive from the engine to the hydraulic pump. And that's really all this thing needs besides repainting the orange parts. I want to paint the wheels. I think it's missing a cover there. I'm not too sure whether it's supposed to have one on both sides or just on this side. So if it's missing one, I'll get that. And then if I repaint all the orange to bright orange, this thing will look like $1,000,000 bucks. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.